What's up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of the Sarlacc Digest, a podcast bringing you line talk and digesting Star Wars topics over 1,000 years. This is episode 139, being recorded on December 15th, 2021, which I didn't look it up, but we are 2 weeks away from Boba Fett.
Gosh, man, you'd think that we'd be professionals by now.
14 days.
One job. And it's the easiest one of the year besides it's tomorrow.
It's serious.
Right?
14 days.
Woo!
No. 9 days. No.
Jesus.
What is it? Today's the 15th, 25th. Yeah, 14 days.
Yeah, I know. We all know.
I am your host, Darth Moocher. I'm joined here with Grand Animal Franz.
Hi, everybody.
We got Scott Solo,
What's up, nerds?
Bootleg Joe,
Hello.
and Ernie the Fallen Fett.
Hey guys, what's up?
I'm sure Ernie's loving those TV spots that have been dropping almost like a couple times a week now. Those Boba Fett ones.
Many. I can't get enough of it.
Any
And
more
it's all
Falcons in the background there, Ernie?
what?
I had to do it.
What?
I said, any more Falcons in the background that you saw?
He's
Yes.
gonna laugh at all
Yeah,
of us.
bullshit. Come on.
When it flies in, dude, and all the CGI is taken away, I'm
Yep. Yeah.
gonna call every single one of you and just be like,
Yes.
"What?
Yeah,
What?
I will answer that call too, by the way.
Okay."
All right, before we get started, we have our Patreons that we want to give a big shout out to. So, Scott.
Hey, everybody. Thanks a lot to all of our patrons. A special shout out to Don the Dad Dorn, Justin the Vanilla Thunder, Mervine, Gavin Connor of the Holy Hour Podcast, Don and Brady of the Escape Pod Podcast on the Red 5 Network, Crystal Lamphere, Brandon and Anya Epler, and AJ from the Forbidden Panel. Thanks a lot, everybody. Without you, we wouldn't look as pretty as we do.
Yes. Or I can get a good counter that tells me exactly what days are left in the year here. So, yeah, thank you very much, everyone. And in the pit that's being digested too. So, Scott, go ahead and shout them out too.
All right, we've got Papa Schmitty, Toy Rensu, Gordon Skalski, Douglas Tupper, Mando Mike, Sarlacc Digest. Oh, hey, that's us. Brandon Epler, Santo 1414, and there's probably a few others in there that just ain't talking yet. So thanks everybody for joining us.
Awesome. So this is our last show until the Book of Fett, which is going to be on the 29th. So we are going just to
Taking a
remind
week
everybody. Yeah. So, just a reminder that our shows are going to coincide with whatever's happening at Disney Plus show. So they will be heavy spoilers. So hopefully you guys go home, watch it, and then jump on the pit to discuss what we just watched. So just a reminder on that. So if you need to get into our Sarlacc Digest Facebook page for all the updates, we continuously update there, our Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff to keep up on our shows. Hit that bell, hit that like, subscribe, share with all your friends, please. Right? Oh, no. Chris said, do it. No, please. Do it. Yeah. So
Just like joining up on our
for God's sake.
Patreon account, Sarlacc or patreon.com/Sarlacc Digest Podcast. Do it.
Do it. We still have a giveaway too, by the way, that's out there in the ether. It's out there. If by the end of the year, if that show, if 137 doesn't get our 60 likes, we'll have to carry it over to something.
It doesn't give it away until that episode gets 60
That's
likes.
right.
Just hit the damn button.
On episode 137 needs 60 likes. That's it. And then make a comment for your entry. So
Unless
again,
this episode is much better, then we'll just say this one.
Yeah, it might be even better because we have a good show tonight. We have a good one.
Do we?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to kick it off with the Prince Xizor.
Oh yeah, that was.
I want to kick it off with Xizor. Now, anybody who's unfamiliar with Xizor, and I know we mentioned here before, and how we've been talking about how we want a live action Prince Xizor. Well, he's the Black Sun leader, the crime syndicate Black Sun, and that was introduced in Shadows of the Empire. So, Shadows of the Empire is non-canonical and all stuff, but he made it. His name at least made it to canon, right? I pulled up the page. Hold on.
Ooh.
Oh, you got the screenshot. Look.
Check this out.
He's all green and purple, just like
Well, that's not.
That's just a Faline. That's just one of his people.
That's
like
not
in the
him.
Clone Wars, we've seen
Gotcha.
his race.
Right. So this is in Crimson Reign #1, and Kira. That's Kira, I assume.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who knows anymore? It's a comic book.
I
But
do.
so
Looks just like her.
yeah, really.
Oh.
So she mentions, take this to your boss, Prince Xizor. That is awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
guys,
Because this puts us butting up with Return in between Empire and Return right here.
right.
Right. This is right after the War of the Bounty Hunter, so they've already dealt with getting that Han's carbonite bit. So
Yeah.
we're running right into the beginning probably of Return of the Jedi. So she exists.
Yeah.
Right then, Xizor exists right then. That just what that does to everything else we do now.
What's that?
It adds Crimson Dawn and
Oh, yeah.
Black Sun into Boba Fett theories.
Right.
All the rest of the way. All
Right.
the rest of the way. Those two are big players in my head.
You mean as far as factions he can run into
Yup.
through
That
Tatooine?
we could totally see Kira in this, no, with no problem. And Xizor, there's no reason. Could you imagine they do live action? We get Xizor and Thrawn in the same year or so.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
That'd be
Well,
ridiculous.
Yeah.
I know our heads go into. Well, my head went straight to Book of Fett as the main antagonist on Xizor being the main antagonist, right? Like Ernie mentioned before, like who's missing on that table, right? That shot in the trailer of Boba Fett's on one end, and you see all the gains. Well, maybe entering that thing, or on the outskirt, like Xizor wants nothing to do with it, and he's going to war with it, right? Because there has to be some sort of, I'm sorry, Mando Mike is distracting me in the chat. I've got to.
He is. He's going off.
Yeah.
He's going off about Xizor's name for the longest time. Also, I didn't know how to correctly pronounce his name. It wasn't until I heard somebody like a decade ago talking about him that I heard, "Oh, Xizor, that's how it's said." Okay, because like he says, I thought it was Xizor.
Right.
know,
A lot of us did. I mean, that was
Yeah.
There was a lot of people who announced it that way, like in the toy aisles and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Well, even then, I was just looking at it going, I don't know how to spell that or say that. No, I'll just buy the dude with the X name.
Yeah. Well, here's the official.
I used to
spelling,
say Xizor.
guys. So
Yeah.
Xizor. So I will.
Yeah,
fix
you.
that, so.
Oh, you saw that I put a little asterisk on there for you, right?
Yeah. Back
Yeah, okay,
off.
gotcha. Yeah, I know.
Who cares? It's Xizor. So-
Everybody, the algorithm cares.
I'll fix it. Don't worry about it. But yeah, dude. So that's exciting. I'm excited just to have the. I mean, we got his race, we got Black Sun, we got everything else involved now. Prince Xizor is one of those things that
we've
we
theory crafted Xizor and Black Sun and this stuff for a while. So it's just getting him officially in canon just makes it less us jaw jacking, right? And more real. That makes it real because they're obviously knowledgeable now of who's and what.
And putting it into
that
this
just set it
current
up.
team, right? That's doing all like the Boba Fett and the Mandalorian. I'm just like, oh, first thing I go, okay, it's happening. Like it's happening. It's guaranteed. It's happening. We're gonna get this. This is so.
Xizor is a way to even turn Fennec on Fett for a while, because of his pheromones and all the things, the way he controls stuff. He can even turn Fennec for a minute to be part of that story. He's a perfect antagonist. You know?
Oh, it'd be great. It's such a great introduction to it. Oh man.
And they wouldn't do that side without the other. If they're gonna do Black Sun, they're gonna have Crimson Dawn, because you're not gonna not have Kira in it too. So
right.
I think that's
man.
Both pretty good guesses. I think are happening.
Yeah,
it's pretty awesome.
It's funny. Like we go, hey, it's only 7 episodes. What are they gonna do? And then I'm like, oh my god, it's 7 episodes. They could do so much with this, right? Because the trailer showed us, basically what the premise of it is, and now it's got to be out this, life of its own. Do you guys think it's gonna be this one and done, or is it or you think it's gonna live on?
I don't know. Because I was always thinking like Loki was going to be a one and done series because you've got, big star Tom Hiddleston doing his thing. And then all of a sudden, okay, here we've got season 2 coming. So, as far as I'm concerned, I have no idea. I can't predict it. I would like to think it's more than one season.
I guess not one season. What I'm guessing is, well, it wasn't like I know it wasn't going to be one more season or another season. I'm thinking like, are we ever going to see more Boba Fett after this? Is it? He'll
connect to he'll be a part of the Heir to the Empire bit. He'll be part of that.
Gotcha.
I think we thought, what was he going to be the Talon card side of it, the outlaw side, more helping out. The ones that shouldn't be helping that are helping.
Yeah.
They can answer to the Empire one way and be like, no, I have no part of it, but then really be under the table.
Right.
I think we're going to learn that Book of Boba Fett has a meaning. I mean,
that's
as
what
far
I
as
want.
as far as the title, There's gonna be more Boba. Like, oh, that's why it was called Book of Boba Fett.
This
Right.
is
Well,
chapter
see-
1 of the Book of Boba Fett.
See, I took that as because we had chapters all through Mandalorian, and they were calling
Correct.
these like books for the rest of us, right? So that we just finished Din, kinda. Din's done. Din and Grogu are done. Now we
Right.
get to the Book of Fett. That would have been kind of cool had they done that with like now
So-
we got the Book of Ahsoka.
That's what I'm-
It would have been cool.
See, and
The
I thought
Book
you
of
were
Crimson
talking.
Dawn.
We're no, I thought he was talking like we're in the Book of Mandalorians.
That's what I was thinking too.
Oh, I was just
When you
thinking the
said
book
it out
right
loud
now.
like that, that's exactly what it sounds like the Book of Mandalorian. So Din,
So
we're in Din, but
Yeah.
Now we
here's
go to
Fett.
and then
Take a little
Mandalorian
detour.
3 is the Book of Bo-Katan type of thing.
Gotcha.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
I suppose it could go that way.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
yeah, you're probably right. I didn't even think of it that way. I was thinking of it just they were putting these like we used to read in books, and they're using a lot of book stuff. I was thinking they were just using chapters and books as the connective tissue, you know.
Correct.
That's
Right.
wrong.
So I think
Brandon-
we are going to see another something. I don't think he's gone. It's too much to have him gone all this long. The hype is now back. You bring him back in Mando. You give him his own show. To
Mhm.
kill him off or to do something like
would
that,
suck.
I think would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think you're absolutely right as far as he's going to be the complete tie-in
Uh-huh.
to this and that. Not everything, but Luke Skywalker was our middle for all our Jedi stuff and everything like that. And seems everything's connected Skywalker wise. We got introduced with Luke, and then it turned into prequels with Anakin, and now Rey Skywalker was the ending of it. Well, the same thing. Fett now is tied in with all of this for us to see otherwise. And it's funny how all that worked, because I've been watching like old stuff now too. Like I just got done with Rebels, which was great. And there's, you know, so much in there too that can now like be tied in just by the stories that were introduced to us through there, which now can continue on here. You know, that whole where they handed over the Darksaber and
Absolutely.
you know, where it's at now and what he's going to do. I don't see him just turning into straight gangster and then be running Tatooine and that's it. Like, I don't think that's exactly what's going on.
And there was a neat thing that came out today, actually, talking about what Tamora Morrison said about this. Let me find it real quick. Let's see. Sorry, my text just came up. My wife bowled a 191.
Hey, not bad. Not bad at all.
Yeah.
Check that shit out. All right. Let's see. What did he say?
Well,
So
while
she
you're
can
looking
start
at
the car now
while you're
and
looking
go
that
to the
up,
grocery store.
Yeah.
while
He's
you're
had
looking
a-
that up, I highlighted Brandon Epler's is Mando going to be in the Book of Boba Fett? Would you think,
think
you know?
so.
I think it's opposite, right? I
Yeah.
think like what you guys said, the Darksaber is very enticing to a character like Boba Fett to go after Mandalore next, and to rule Mandalore, you need the Darksaber. So
I
that would
don't
be
know.
interesting. That'd be interesting.
I don't know. I don't.
Not necessarily like I got to go after the Mando, but if the Mando's holding the saber, then it's like okay,
Who,
here
Fett?
we go.
Fett for
Yeah.
that?
Yeah,
No,
like
Fett,
you
well,
said,
Fett don't give a
think
shit
so.
about. That doesn't.
No, what I
actually, the point there, he won't go after because he's not even a leader. That's the point of the quote I was trying to find. They were saying that Fett is having trouble coming to terms with moving from being a bounty hunter into a leader and
Yeah.
trying to run stuff and run a thing. So
like
I don't
you
think
said-
he'd go any further.
Well, no, that, like you said, like you guys don't think it's gonna stay on Tatooine. That's what I'm saying. Like the next big step would be, okay, well,
Yeah.
I know of a thing where I can actually like rule an army and rule Mandalore and bring my enterprise even bigger. But again,
No,
that's just thinking outside. That's thinking.
I
like,
think
bigger,
if
so.
he leaves planet, he's just leaving for gangster business. Like I'm
Gotcha.
going to Black Sun right now. We're gonna make this work. If he's ruling with respect,
yeah,
he's not gonna make everybody come to him immediately. He'll go out there and reach out first and give him that shot to join. Then he'll, I could see him kind of going, cartel to cartel and trying to bring him into the fold. The ones we see in his room right there, the Klaatu and the Baratas and what have you, those people are all Tatooinians, right? They're all from Tatooine. We've seen those guys on Tatooine in the Mandalorian. So that's no biggie. But the when he has to go galactic, I think he'll leave a little bit. I think.
Yeah.
Maybe an
Well,
episode or two.
To bounce off Mervine's a comment here, just real fast. He said, "I'm Boba out, being hyped up for so long, and with all the toys and trailers, I feel like when the first episode drops, I'm disappointed because it was so hyped up."
Oh, well, thanks for joining us, Mervine. We appreciate
Yeah,
it.
right,
All right, next
exactly.
comment.
I am all in on the hype. I think the first episode is going to blow us away, but
But we do that. We're
But,
the ones that do that. The toys are true. Toys are 100% true because that's what Boba Fett is. He's always been like a top selling action figure, right?
yeah.
But we hype it up. There's only been 2 minutes of trailer, really.
Yeah. Well, and I mentioned that comment in Mando Mike's comment too. He's saying I'd rather see him being a bounty hunter over the idea, over the idea of an idea. Yes, because that's how we know him, being like a solo person, go out there and having that little, that's his thing. But he stepped up his game doing this. We're going to see like a whole different side of Boba Fett. That's why I'm excited for it.
I think we're going to see him try to step up his game, and that's where the problem is going to come.
That
he's going to have
is
that
interesting
drama.
too. That is
he's not going to. He can't just. He's not going to walk in and run it. Is how I took that.
Yeah,
it's like he's going to really have some struggle figuring it out. So that's what I want to see.
Yeah, we want to see some conflict. You're right. That's awesome. Yeah.
It's kind of like along the same lines as a Mandalorian. He didn't have no intentions of being a ruler of Mandalore. The sword got in his hands. So
yeah.
He's always been this rugged bounty hunter. He didn't even, want the whole thing with Grogu. He just wanted to be a bounty hunter. So
yeah,
Yeah, there comes a point where you, that's all fine and dandy, and now it has to stop, and
right.
You go to this next level. I mean,
same thing with Boba. Right now, he just wants to just be. First, it was just the bounty hunter. Now it's a crime lord,
cartel ruler, or underground.
Yeah. And let's see for what reason too.
Right, because
I mean, as we know, Boba Fett, correct, right? He's always done stuff for choices. Mm-hmm. There was nothing else like that. I mean, the same thing as we're talking, just like Din did. But it seems now. So, what are those choices now? And to bring everybody into it, like I see everybody saying, are we going to see the old bounty hunters and like that? I mean, that would be awesome too. But at this point, we got to see the timeline. Like, where is everybody at right now, and why, and what is going on?
You think if they kept canon, we couldn't see IG-88 would be the only one I think we wouldn't see if they kept to the old stuff, the EU stuff. I mean, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't think they will. You could see them all. I think we'll see them all and Cad Bane. There's no reason not. And they'll throw in an extra one or two for diversity. You'll see us in different ones, but mostly I think it's going to be the original Empire Strikes Back bounty hunters in there and Cad Bane. Yeah,
Cad Bane makes the most sense to me. Prince Xizor or Cad Bane, that's going to be the two main antagonists I want to see.
Boba has passed with all of them. He has Bosk helped raise him basically, right? So it's seeing Bosk would be kind of almost a gimme too. I would think in my head, canon wise, I would think Bosk would be a no brainer.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That'd be awesome.
But it'd be weird too because the Trandoshans look so different than Bosk right now.
They do.
So it'd be kind of odd, but.
Well, that's the
we've
beauty
seen
about...
different looking Trandoshans in the past too, though. Yeah, I mean, in the Bad Batch, there was a Trandoshan that didn't quite look like Bosk either. So.
We don't mention her. We don't like
it. Well, that's because they make them all in the cartoons look a certain way, but they made the live action look that way.
Yeah,
and the live action Bosk versus the cartoony Bosk is completely different. Bosk seems to have more of a snout, right? Like there was a little bit.
There was a Trandoshan in The Mandalorian too.
Yeah, there are. We've seen a bunch of Trandoshans. They have Trandoshan thugs. They have a pop. Mm-hmm. But it's. I'm saying they don't look like.
Right, and that's the beauty, and that's what I appreciate so much because the Gamorrean guards don't really look like the traditional ones that they're not a cookie cutter. It's all that's what's so
it's like
cool
us.
About.
None of us look the same on this podcast, so
but
except the beards.
But the Gamorrean guards are cookie cutters themselves right now, and the Trandoshans all look like each other right now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah,
so having a mix would have made more sense on the Trandoshan part. When they all attacked him in Mandalorian, having one or two of those guys look like Bosk would have made a little bit more sense. To me, again, it won't matter, but.
So going back to it, though, why do we think that Boba's doing this in the first place? Why do we think that he is taking over? Is it for the money? Is it?
That's what we need to find out, right? That's the main thing.
Here we go, though. Let's theorycraft it a little bit. What are we thinking? Are we thinking that it's?
I think he's bored.
He saw.
yeah. I think he walked up to get Slave One and was like, you know what? F it.
Yeah.
Like
I think he saw a power vacuum. Moment. I honestly think he saw a power vacuum. He's like,
I can do this better.
He sees something where it's like, you know what? I think I can do this differently. I don't have to be someone else's boss. Now I'm my own boss. And I think that's, like I said, it's a step up from his game. No longer, working for the guild or whatever it was, or could have been. now he's like, I'm controlling this, and then he maybe gets too far over his head, like Chris, said, like maybe it's something like, oh, maybe I should have just kept to myself.
What we do know is this, and this is what it's funny that you say that, Scott, because I've been trying to put that together myself too, like without spoiling it or trying to get too excited. Like I get what Mervine's saying, and all of us who have liked Boba Fett, or even if you dislike him, you always hear Boba Fett. So I've tried to put everything together as far as then where we're at. So what we had was Boba Fett was this badass who everybody knew, right? And then he kind of made a name for himself by being Vader's right hand and Jabba's. Right. Like, so in the universe, that was a lot to him. And then to fall into the Sarlacc and maybe just at that, nobody to come get you, then I guess you realize I'm just a number. Right. I was just whatever, Vader didn't come look for me. Jabba, any of his crew, no nothing. I mean, we know that the barge got blown up, but still there was, out of respect, somebody should have been looking for him and there wasn't. Yeah. Then we find out that the Tuskens had got him. The Jawas had his armor. Cobb was now wearing it, but people were still feared. But is it the fear of the Mandalorian as we saw when we saw our Mando walk up? Or did people know that was Boba Fett's armor? Right. And that's what they were scared of. Because he said, once I put this on, there was a fear. But what was it? We saw how people were with Mando because they were hiding. Well, and they weren't all showing themselves. So now you have Mando's as kind of a myth. Then he gets with Fennec, saves her. Now there's a life debt. Now we have our Han and Chewie type thing, which we talked about before, which is cool. And then he has to do this favor to pay that debt to get his armor back to Din, and he goes and finds Slave One. So at that point, is it just sitting here? Is this really run down? Like, how is Slave One just sitting here? Because we see him inside and he finds it, right? Right. Like in that garage, which we figure is like Jabba's garage. Sure. Right. So maybe when he says respect, maybe he just feels all disrespected this whole time. Nobody came and got me. Slave One's just sitting here. Tatooine used to be this feared place. Now it's nothing. And then when he saw the Empire too, and he's like, oh my God, they're back. Like that freaked him out. Maybe that's what it is. Coming together of I thought we beat them. I thought they were gone. Let's form an alliance. And if they are coming back, we show them that we're not going to take it this time. That's just kind of what I'm thinking as I've been trying to put everything together. That this is a matter of getting everybody together to go against the Empire, but have our own rule.
Well, this is where we get in trouble, right? We have all these questions on paper, and if it's not answered, but generally the uproar starts, right? Well, we should have known this, we should have known that, and stuff like that. So, like with Mervine's question, like me going into it, I just would accept this whole 7 episodes as is because I don't want to get that vested into it in the thinking. I know we theory crafted, but I don't want to get mad at the questions that won't be answered.
No, and I think that question right there is probably the hardest one to get a happy answer anyway.
Yeah.
Why is he doing it? Yeah. I can't even think of a proper theory craft right here that makes sense to me.
Almost any answer is going to be correct in our minds, right?
Because in one aspect you want to say, oh, he's out here to rule and take charge and blah, blah, blah. Well, they've kind of made his character not that in the Clone Wars cartoon, and he's very loyal right here to Din and doing his honor thing and all that. And he let Cobb keep the armor, so it doesn't feel like ruling at the moment is his biggest really deal. What's the thing? I don't know, man. I'm getting a really weird. Once we get that, we could probably theory craft the hell out of the rest of it. But that's the hardest question, and then
kind of like mixed signals.
How he does it. I don't even make sense why you do it.
With the comment, and Ernie just said, I hope it's answered because I don't want to be left without it. Like just I'm sitting here, I rule with respect, and I do this, and boom, boom, boom. I want there be some substance in this.
You know what? Because maybe that's why all of a sudden he really wanted his armor back too.
Correct.
Like he had decided because right now he had Slave One by the time he went and saw Din, obviously, and got his armor back, right? So maybe he had decided, you know what? He sees the vacuum and then at that moment he's like, you know what? I need my armor back. Where's my armor? Yeah. Oh, that kid took it. He was on his way to get it because he was going to take over the power vacuum. That's it.
Right.
He goes back to get Slave One, realizes he gets the power vacuum, then he goes to get from Cobb Vanth. Mando takes it. Blah blah blah. That's how that all happened. I could see that happening, but still, the power vacuum and wanting to take over doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So. Here's the thing. Somebody wearing his armor just took out a crate dragon. So now all of a sudden, Boba Fett's got some more street cred.
Yeah.
So he wants his armor back because
Very true.
Boba Fett just took out a crate dragon on the in the sands of Tatooine.
Tattoo
So
that
now
on
he's
my
like,
arm, please.
Right.
Like,
Right. Yeah.
I know, right?
I've got witnesses.
Make sure that's in the chain code.
Yeah.
Exactly.
When it comes up, check out a crate
I've got
dragon.
witnesses. Yeah, exactly. Anyway.
Because like how we've talked about the stories of Luke. I mean, there was a whole book on that,
the
right?
legends.
He took out He took out the whole empire and AT-ATs with just the Force, and you know, so if you're getting around
Star Destroyers out of the sky, that kind of thing,
right? If you're getting around to the telephone game, just like Scott's saying, even though Mando was there, and you just say Mandalorian and Boba Fett, oh my God, Boba Fett did it by himself.
Yeah.
It even doesn't have nothing to do with it because that's all I heard.
Right. Yeah.
Well, it's a big deal in Star Wars because that was the whole point of Last Jedi's Luke, right? His story was going to be bigger than him.
Yeah,
and that was the big thing. So he could inspire. So if Fett taking the Great Dragon out isn't part of the thing of his resume to take over and rule,
right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
that's funny.
There we go. You're welcome.
That's
that's awesome. I get excited because this is the last chance we'll get to speculate before we actually see it. Because the next time we talk about it, we will have substance, and it's gonna be so freaking cool.
Bootleg, are you just looking for that gangster feel? I mean, of straight like mafias against, you know, you have houses against houses and the cartels against cartels. Is that how you're wanting to see it, or?
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't want it to go too heavy into that kind of storyline because I don't want to lose the Star Wars feel of it.
Yeah,
but how about them cruising by on speeder bikes, a bunch of Trandoshans, right? And they cruise outside the cantina and just start blasting up the whole way, and then cruise on off.
Oh, dude, something like that. Yeah,
little Valentine's Day massacre outside the cantina and
Tommy guns. And...
Yeah. I mean, it can be done right, and it could be because we've never really seen an actual like crime syndicate type story like that.
Now we've had, right? Like
we hear about it.
We've had tastes of it, like on Solo.
I've seen with, cartoons and comics. That's really it, right? That's it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this is their chance.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, Scott.
So also, it looks like in one of the trailers we are possibly visiting Tashi Station.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the sets look like Tashi Station, and it looks like
nothing is done on accident.
Did they have stands?
I know, right?
Marco in the background,
just like these. They're making these.
So
no, Boba Fett's standing on it, don't you?
But
he's like, I gotta take these off.
If you check out the old, the old deleted scenes from the original Star Wars, 1977, Luke goes to Tashi Station and has a conversation with Biggs, Cammy, and Fixer, his three childhood friends. Yeah. And in that scene where somebody was saying that a Jedi was getting his butt kicked, actually that looked a lot like Fixer was getting his butt handed to him. Yeah. And somebody else was holding back Cammy.
Throwback. Wow. Yeah. Wouldn't that be an awesome throwback, dude?
Wouldn't it be insane? I mean, bringing those
crazy.
The powers that be knows exactly this kind of continuity, and I'm going to say everything you just said is correct. Everything, because of who's doing it. That's it.
Mando Mike corrected me and said it was Anchorhead, not Tashi Station. But either way.
Oh, okay, yeah. Gotcha.
Either way, they were there, and it looks like the same set.
Well, he doesn't have my stands then. Whatever.
No, well, Mike doesn't need your stands. It's fine.
Exactly.
So was that the same scene as the one we thought the Jedi was last week?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, so I saw that picture right there of the two, and somebody talking about it being them. And I was like, I didn't register that was the same picture. So he was wearing the Jedi garb. So it's not Fixer, it's a Jedi.
Yeah,
right. The more I see that scene, though, I'm like, he can't
look
be
at the
Jedi.
Pictures from Fixer and Cammy. He's wearing that outfit. Fixer is not a Jedi.
You know what I said? Damn it, 10 times a day.
Jesus,
freaking people's pictures from Disneyland or Walt Disney World, being there and buying the stuff off Batu and taking their pictures in front of the Falcon with the robes and the white that they sell there. And damn it. It's all a commercial.
And none of you fools are Jedi.
Right.
No, it's just tattooing garb at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just clothes now. There are
somebody
no more
needs to
Jedis.
Rewatch A New Hope and
look at Uncle
count
Ben.
the number of people wearing that outfit.
I mean, Uncle Owen. Look at
Uncle Owen. That's right, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, he could be a Jedi.
Uncle Owen's totally a Jedi.
Okay, and that's why Obi-Wan gets away with it for so long, being whatever. I don't care. It's still
But
Obi-Wan's the other one.
Yeah.
I agree. That's
Yeah,
100.
it's-
Put money down on that one.
Oh, really? How much?
No.
$1. Always a dollar.
I'll buy you
shiny new
popcorn
dollar.
this Saturday.
$1.
I mean, and then you want
Popcorn's
to
like $8.
You
Yeah, I
want
know,
to deep
but
dive in? It's like $20, dude.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, forget popcorn, dude.
I'm all Chris has coupons. Let me
I ain't
get some
rich.
for tomorrow.
EBT, man.
Man, there it is.
All right, guys. Well, let's
Still
move
don't
on
get that
from
We're rolling.
let's move on from Boba Fett, because again, next time we talk about it,
Well, no.
man, we'll know it for sure.
Oh.
This drop, this is something cool. Star Wars
Ooh.
Eclipse. Now,
Oh, yeah.
I know that the gamers.
What a great logo. What
yeah.
a great logo. As a graphic designer,
The
I have to
gamers
say,
said,
I'm jealous.
Dude.
It's good. It's good, man. Yeah, dude. That's funny.
I know.
We got a trailer for a game called Star Wars Eclipse, set in the High Republic era. Now, and if anybody has not got a chance to watch this or has watched, it did a 180 on the topic of High Republic for me. That made me go back. Go, okay, I'm in again. I got to go read the books, because in this trailer it looked like there was a lot of the character. Some of the bad guys are in it. The plant people. I forgot what
The
they're called.
Drengir.
Thank you, the Drengir. It looked like they were in it. And Chris had mentioned something really interesting. As the we know the High Republic goes back 300 years, the start of it. Right?
200.
200. Okay, so book one is 200 years. Chris is telling us that he said that it's going to lead up into the Phantom Menace. Let's
give it
or...
somewhere between 50 years and the
Yeah.
decade before. Right in there is when the High Republic ends.
Amazing, right?
Yeah.
That puts this whole era in perspective. It puts the Acolyte, this new game, into this amazing time frame that we want, right? It opens the doors for Qui-Gon, opens the doors for Palpatine, it opens the doors for Plagueis. I mean,
Plagueis and Palpatine is all I
it
can
really
think about.
does. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's all we should be getting, honestly. Like that, Plagueis is reigning.
We
in the
know it's
background.
not, because the lead is a female and is right, so it's not just Palpatine and Plagueis. There's
Well,
someone
it
else in
could
the
be
middle.
Plagueis' apprentice before Palpatine's, right?
I'm wondering if it's a test, like a battle off.
Yeah. Yeah.
You two are the ones I have chosen. Let's see what happens, and then we end up getting
Right.
that. But they would have called it Palpatine or Plagueis if that was the case.
Well,
That's what
again,
worries
we
me.
don't really. I know the Acolyte, and we know that character has been, for a female lead, but the game and some parts of the Acolyte, like the surrounding of it, could be the Plagueis.
Yeah.
And Palpatine and other stuff. So that's
or the very end of it lead to that.
right,
And then that's where we're at going forward to the
Love
next 50 years, right?
Yeah, man.
So that makes sense. If it was 50 years, it makes more sense to give time
Yeah.
for Palpatine and Plagueis to.
As we
essentially, what
yeah.
brings the end of the High Republic is the resurgence of the Sith, and that is just that's so cool to me.
That
dude,
is cool.
As of right now, as the knowledge that the theory crafting and just kind of speculate, it sounds so cool. Like it sounds like this is a right direction. This is a perfect opportunity for the High Republic to turn it around. And if it's the events leading up to it, like if they had this plan the whole time, I'll say, hell yeah, I'm on board. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'll go back
yep.
and we'll do those things. Where we thought it was going was kind of like, where are we doing with this? I don't it's just like this, all the stuff. Now, if we get a little bit of a glimpse into where it's going to end or into leading up to, I'm there.
In that game, the view of Yoda in the Jedi Temple,
God.
everything looked real familiar, right? The ships were familiar.
Yeah.
Everything looked more
Warren.
us and not High Republic, which was a definite plus to me.
Yeah.
Definite plus.
Yeah. A lot more dark.
You know what? I'm with Gavin on there. You guys are saying all this, and it's so hard for me to put my head. It's so hard for me to put my head around because Palpatine had this huge plan set up. It seems like forever. And to say 50 years sounds way too quick to me.
But it wasn't him. Okay. In Legends, this was Plagueis' play. Plagueis' play was
Bane's play.
Well,
Yeah.
Bane's play.
This is like 1,000-year-old plan.
Yeah,
it's a plan, man.
Hiding in the shadows, like going into the shadows and ruling by politics, was a Plagueis Bane play. Palpatine just happened to see an opening, kill his master, and take over that whole thing. You know what I mean? It was like the torch being or forced, being stolen.
What was Plagueis' master's name?
Tenebris.
Tenebris.
Do you think maybe the female lead could be something like maybe one of his?
Could be.
Yeah, could be. They could change it now and make it. It could be Tenebris for all we know at this point, just because we don't.
Correct.
As
Correct.
what we know, movie wise, like what Joe's saying, it's too much to have seen to be a whole setup. He knew everything from the Clone Wars to I killed my master. He was so strong to everything that he had put in motion seemed like a long time. Like
yeah, but he's only 70 years old.
Yeah.
Right. Palpatine by the time the Phantom Menace hits. So if he's 70 years oldish, 50 years back is only 20. That's about when it would start.
He's supposed to be 70 in Phantom Menace.
Let me see when Sheev Palpatine was born. Go continue your.
But like I said, Plagueis started it.
Yeah. We keep throwing out that name Darth Tenebris, and that's a Legend's name. I mean, that's not a canon name either. They could change it. That could be a different master for Palpatine.
52.
Okay.
He's
Palpatine.
52.
Palpatine's just being born right there.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we go by the Plagueis book, he's in his home world, and he hasn't yet to be discovered, and then we get into like that whole prelude of Plagueis killing his master, leaving him for dead, and then moving on. What is really cool on that Eclipse trailer, that end of that guy that's coming out of the tar, Dune. So it's like, coming out, and my first thought, I'm like, oh, turn on, please be a Mun, please be a Mun, please be a Mun. You know what I mean? Like, please be Plagueis. But again, like you said, his race is not canon.
Yeah.
Okay?
Well,
just
the race is canon, but his.
Oh no, yeah.
Him being
a Mun is not canon. Yeah. Which would be interesting too, and I don't think I'd be terribly mad at it. If at the end of this game that is Plagueis. Because
I would be upset if Plagueis wasn't a Mun.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because I didn't like that race in the first place. But
this is the point between since knowing his age is 52 at Phantom Menace. He's 2 years old right here, roughly, right? Or being born.
We're still assuming it's 50 years. It could be the minute that the Phantom Menace starts.
It could
go
be,
into
right?
it,
but
sure.
We'll go if it's 50, it's 50 like I told you last week, and I don't know where I saw that. But if I said it, I must have seen it. Then that makes sense to be Plagueis' other attempted, right? Palpatine had plenty of attempted. Right. He had Maul and Dooku and Anakin, and he had others in the wing. He would have tried for Leia. He would have done whatever he had to do to get a different apprentice, right? So same type of thing. This could be Plagueis going through apprentices. He could be knocking one off when this new acolyte comes.
Right.
Because Dooku had one and Maul had one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Secret apprentices. Yeah.
Everybody always does. So.
Either way, it's awesome that they're making a game on this big important time in Star Wars. It's important.
Dude, that's not a movie or any time in the original trilogy set or anything to do with that. It's prior, so it's all new to us. It's neat.
We knew a game was being made through the High Republic. We knew that, but seeing that trailer, it was just like, wow.
Not what I expected.
Yeah, like
not what
I
expected.
I know it's not gameplay. I know it's like, but I'm just sitting there going, wow, okay, that is a 180 from what, this is what we've been presented by. And I'll take everything back if this is the direction we're going. We need a dark undertone time. Yes, in the prequels, there was peace. There's been conflicts, but there's no Sith for a millennia, right? All that stuff. The Jedi can not really know about this. Maybe Yoda senses it, but can't figure it out. It has to be in the background. It can't be the full front. It can't be known, right? And the term acolyte is interesting too, because apprentice means a direct, I'm teaching you to be a Sith Lord. Acolyte is a follower. Acolyte is someone that's like going like, hey, look, I want to know. Yeah, but I've seen like maybe the Acolyte series is something where she knows and she wants to be a part of it, and maybe there's conflict there, like she's not as powerful or trying to be powerful, and in the meantime does something, what I mean? Like, it's just interesting.
You're right, because the word gets used a lot in Star Wars around the Sith too. The homeboy, I forget his name right now, but Vader's castle, he's an acolyte. The acolytes acolytes of the Beyond that were dark side worshippers in the Aftermath series. The Brotherhood in Rise of Skywalker on Exegol. Yeah. Those are the acolytes, right? I know it's acolytes of the Sith or whatever. That word is used quite a bit. So
it's almost like they're like a priest. maybe some type of priest.
Worshippers, a really deep, devoted.
Yeah.
It's
well, the one that we saw at Vader's Castle, the one from Rogue One. I mean, that was very surprising to see.
That could be an acolyte
like that.
Right? That could be
correct.
Just like the Emperor's guys in Return of the Jedi that accompanied him to the Death Star. Those were most likely his acolytes as well.
Right.
Because one of those is the acolyte of the Beyond.
Yeah.
Right. Whatever one that's right. That's who those were.
And also the person that they've casted with is a female role. Not necessarily has to be the acolyte. The acolyte could be this overarching enemy in the background when she's just kind of in it. You know what I mean? We're just assuming she's the acolyte, but it could be like the acolyte could be Plagueis. I'm just throwing a word. Plagueis at this point, and she's just in this world. Like she got thrust into this world that's being controlled by the acolyte or whatever. So
or she finds out about Plagueis and is worshiping him and trying to get him to take her on, and he doesn't want her.
That's would be cool, right?
She's trying to prove herself as a dark side user, and she's out there killing folks. There's too dark for them to do.
Well, we just have to know where this ties into the whole High Republic, because it is a High Republic story. So that's where we're getting phases in. We're getting all the stuff. Maybe the game can explain stuff, and then Acolyte kind of finalize it. Because I thought the Acolyte was the final chapter.
So. Yeah,
and then we move on to other things, and that would be interesting. So we have to know, we have to kind of theory craft Acolyte when we get more information on where it fits in the High Republic story.
Yeah, because that and the game I both heard were the end of the High Republic. So, they must coincide somehow.
Yeah. Wouldn't it be cool if it kind of followed the same path that the book Plagueis followed, and that it went all the way up to the end of the Phantom Menace? I mean, what if the end of the Phantom Menace and the revelation of Darth Maul to the Jedi was officially the end of the High Republic?
I dig.
What if it was the High Republic all the way to the end of the Phantom Menace?
I dig it. I dig that. I really do.
That would be really cool.
And to have it coincide with the like Clone Wars Season 7 did, right?
Yeah.
Events happening in the background, and we're on this other side of it looking at it. And so the going up into the Trade Federation's blockade of Naboo like that, man.
I suppose they could do that.
Nabonians are in it, so
you have Old Republic, High Republic, just regular Republic is what we call the original trilogy, and New Republic is the post-return, right?
Correct, right.
I would think we would need a little bit more time than the 1923 years as a era, right? Because that would leave this new era, the regular Republic, only in the span of Clone Wars to Return of the Jedi. Add 10 more years in there, probably.
Gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
So
yeah,
it's still only 30 years. Even if I did 50, it's only 80. It's only 80 if we did 150.
But I mean, it's you could think of it as generational, because a generation is technically 20 years. I mean, it's
just hard because Old Republic was thousands of years, right? Yeah. And then you had High Republic, which we only know of 200 years, but at the very least 200 years.
But during the Old Republic, they didn't call it the Old Republic; they just called it the Republic. So
right,
yeah, right. I mean, High Republic, they don't technically call it High Republic. It's a generational way of thinking. It's an era way of thinking. Right. So it's all of the Republic until it's the Empire.
Yeah, gotcha. That's
know what I mean?
That's fair.
The sequels call themselves the New Republic, right? Or
the New Republic. Yes.
Yeah.
So does Mandalorian. They say that they're the New Republic and everything else. The books are all New Republic. It's that stayed consistent too. That was an EU and now.
Yeah. This is the first time the High Republic talk got me excited. You know what I mean? Like, And I guess I know we're speculating, but it makes it at this point it makes sense.
It's proving again that no matter how much we fight it, there has to be a tie to the originals all the time. And this is why that we talked about Yoda having to be in this High Republic and it having to exist to step back so we can have those anchors. They're hoping there'll be some anchors from High Republic.
Patience,
I don't think there will
be.
Right? But this proves again, it just now that it's talking near our time frame, and it could possibly include people we know and things. Now it's like, let's get on it.
Patience and a plan. They always have some. Well, I mean, except for the sequels, they always seem to have a plan.
Maybe they learned their lesson, right? Now they have to have like we have an endpoint right here. We have to get to here. Plagueis and Palpatine. We have to get here.
Yeah.
And so how do we do? Let's go back 200 years and let's do this.
And I'm telling you, the unleashing of whatever that thing was that what the hell's his name from the Nihil?
Marchion
Ro.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that Marchion Ro unleashed, I want that to be the dark side energy. I want him to have freed that,
For God's sake,
that essence that's been Darth Bane's essence would have been in there on Darth Bane's holocron, and boom, there we go.
Yeah.
Boom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
we're gonna have to have Dan Jose and all of them on, Kevin Scott and all of them on again, because they're still
so they can
writing
deny
books.
everything.
Well, now that we're being nicer about it today.
Yeah, now we're being.
We've been kind of dicks for the past month and a half.
They were like,
so.
"We heard you. We heard you."
I know, guys. Sorry.
Hey, man, but it's our feelings. We're fans of this, and this is the way we feel. We're consuming it, and it's just
you got to call it what it is, man.
To be fair, it's been underwhelming. It really has. Other than a couple of, Claudia Gray's book was great. The other books were kind of okay. They were okay-ish. The comics were, but at least now that we see a plan and we see where it's going, and we've got this game and all that, I'm like, okay.
At least we had Geode. That's what I was thinking. Like, well, we have Geode. So.
That's right.
But when one of your saving factors is just a rock,
that's why I was so down on it.
That's going to be a Game Genie code to play as Geo.
Right? Every time I just want to be on an adventure in this game, and all of a sudden turn around and be like, "Thanks, Geode," and he's gone. And you never have him with you, but all of a sudden he's there fixing something or closing a door.
I could really go for a grilled cheese. Oh, thanks, Geode.
Hot chocolates and ice cream are canon, so we can get
That's right. Thanks, Claudia.
She did that one. Whoever did the Lando book when he was doing hot chocolate, I think that was Heir to the Empire. That might have been Tim Zahn made hot chocolate.
I think it was. Yeah,
I think you clicked the wrong link. Oh no, that's for real, Lando.
For real. Lando.
I thought that was the other movie.
No.
Never mind. No, you clicked the wrong one.
Lando's hot chocolate. No.
Yeah.
No. Gotcha.
All right, guys. So
saw it last week. I don't
at the end of this, this is our end, pretty much our year-end podcast and everything. And I have a list of basically what happened in 2021 in Star Wars.
Oh, sugar. Let's do this.
And
now he tames it. Now he goes PG.
Right.
I counted them off. I had 7 shits already, so I had to be careful.
Which is kind of cool. It was kind of cool to look back on this year, like this season of Star Wars, like the season of Star Wars, and of course it's ending with the Boba Fett. So we're gonna leave that because that's kicking it right into 2022, right? So, just like we've just been talking about, we kicked off 2021 with the High Republic launch. I mean, week 1 of January, I think the High Republic books launched, and we did a whole review on that, and we had guests on and to hype it up and stuff. So we had the High Republic, we had Gina Carano's firing or controversy or whatever. That was a highlight in Star Wars, right? I don't even. I just put it on
highlights. It's something
that
happened.
We Starlight Digest hit 100 episodes. We did our 100th episodes this year.
That was fun.
Disneyland reopened, so we got to go to Batu again. That was a thing. The Bad Batch launch. The Bad Batch had season 1 launch, which was awesome. I mean, it was cool.
Good.
It got to be cool. That last moment, the last moment was really cool. In between that, KOTOR remake of the Knights of the Old Republic with speculation of added story to update it to canon. I'm hoping, maybe we'll see. Star Wars Visions lost. We had Star Wars Visions on Disney Plus. That was something again on their slate. We had the new novels that were announced for the next year going forward. The master, another Master and Apprentice and Anakin and Obi-Wan, all that stuff. So we're looking forward to those in 2022. HasLab failure. Rancor. Another.
Let's not talk about that again.
Well, it's a hashtag. This is 2021. 2022 has to be better. I mean, they have to.
Right.
We have to do so. Of course, in the Kenobi announcements, and the Andor heating up, and the Book of Fett. So that's 2021 Star Wars in a nutshell. What?
You're forgetting we interviewed Omid Abtahi, Dr. Pershing, too. I mean, come on.
A milestone for us. Yes, we hit our 100th.
And we were at a convention.
We were.
We had our first
We went outside, guys. We went outside.
We did.
It was a good year for us.
Yeah, no,
all right.
We did all right for being indoors, right? Totally kind of so with that list, if you look back, there was some cool stuff in there, but we had no movies. We had cartoons for Disney Plus. We just ended on the high note of Mandalorian season 2, and we're ending on a high note, right? Or on Book of Fett, I think. Watch out, guys. This again, I look at this kind of list of what we went through this whole year with Star Wars, and we made another 50-some shows out of it too. By the way, next year we have Celebration, and we're going to be going to. We have so much other things that we're going to be looking forward to. Again, like I said, those novels that we're going to be breaking into.
And we have like no break in between Disney Plus stuff except for probably
Nothing.
Celebration week. I bet is the only gap in weeks that we have. There's nothing. It's our content is made for us for the next year.
Right. So any other highlights that you guys could think of, like highs and lows of this year? I mean, Star Wars was, I want to say it was a lackluster year, but it was coming off a high, and then we're gonna go into a high. It was, it was still fun though. That was the whole thing. It was still it might have been a lackluster year, but it was still fun.
There's still tons coming out, more than we usually get. There was a lot of good stuff, a lot of neat reveals, a lot of good talk. Not everything lived up to our expectations, but that's because we have super high expectations. High Republic is a little bit different. It's a little bit different than we expected. It's a little bit it's more progressive than I was ready for. Honestly, I expected. But that's fine. It just not as dark. It's more maybe because it's more hopeful. And I'm more dark,
it's
maybe
more
that's what it is.
Bubbly, look
maybe
at
that's
us.
what it is.
This fair that we're going into.
Small world in the fair.
I don't know where the hell I was going anymore.
Kathleen Kennedy still employed.
Kathleen Kennedy
for another
there.
3 years, right?
There's a lot of good stuff. We just do it to ourselves. So I think it was a decent year. But you know what? I said the books were lackluster. The cartoon was okay. Yeah. It ended on a really high note when they when they go to Mount Tannis, that was pretty rad. So
it justified a season 2 is what it did, right?
Yeah,
it really did. So,
but I think it's just the calm before the storm. We didn't have a movie this year last. I think it's just about to blow up right now.
It is going to get, again, mark our words, Pitt, everybody else that's listening. 2022 is going to be insane. Granted, we don't shut down again, but it's going to be insane. Like the stuff that, all the stuff that I've been looking at, even the new Lego Star Wars game. Okay, I know we talked about the Lego Star Wars and going back to gaming for a second, because of EA not getting the exclusive contract, LucasArts or the team at LucasArts no longer a studio, but they got back together and they're going like, here, let's make games, let's do all this stuff. It's so much more promising for us as fans. The Lego Star Wars game, I don't know if you looked at some of the stuff that's coming out in that game. It is insane. It is not just a straight go here, play episode 1, play episode 2. No, this is like an open world. Let's go to Hoth. Let's play through Hoth. Let's go to Mustafar. Let's go. And there's mini games and there's challenges and there's a story mode. I'm like, of course they've delayed it for like 3, 4, 5 years, right? It looks so good. If you get a chance, go on YouTube and try and look at some of the gameplay and the footage. The rumor is May 4th of, I know they said spring, but the rumor said May 4th of next year.
You need to highlight Brandon Epler's, because that was
there's a few we need to go through. Yeah,
that was one of my highlights.
Call them out, guys. Okay, so Brandon Epler.
First,
Visions was my personal favorite. 2021 Star Wars, even though some didn't. Visions had a niche, and I felt like they hit the niche with the people who really, really enjoyed it. For someone like myself, I enjoyed it, but it's not something that I would revisit. That's me. But
I enjoyed 60-70% of it. I really did. There was only a few episodes in it that just didn't hit right for me, but it was the stuff that was the super anime over the top craziness, dueling on top of a Star Destroyer without any, protection in hyperspace, kind of stupid.
Were you science guys on that one, huh?
I was perfectly fine with that, knowing that it was anime.
Yeah, I did too. Honestly, I did.
It was ridiculous. But
after Bride, straight up, the Bride sucked. That was the one.
Really bad. Yeah.
You got stories like the Ronin needs to keep
60%
going.
60% was good. Yeah.
So if we could highlight Mervine's hashtag there, it's a few up. Mr. Mervine, I'm tired of Boba Fett, did hashtag HasLab Boba Jetpack 2022. Yes, I would back that.
Yeah,
that's rad.
Yeah, only if it fires.
And I probably will.
Exactly.
And I would love the stretch goals to be
firing rockets.
Pieces. Pieces that you can take off to switch it to different versions of jetpack.
That'd be cool. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, because that's all it really literally is. So I mean,
that
if
would
you
be
have
cool.
like some type of pop or slide action or something to switch it, oh man,
That'd be
like
cool.
There's a good
magnetics to
HasLab.
take the green off, put the blue on to
Yes.
make it.
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome. You could
that
even
would
have
be
the
cool.
the patch that goes on the back where the repair job was, and that would
Correct.
be awesome. Yeah.
All little
Yeah.
things. I would see that. That's a good.
How much
stretch
would you
goal.
spend on it? How much would you guys spend on it?
How much
400,
was
like the
the-
proton pack.
Probably.
Mhm. Again, I have to look at stretch goals.
My my thing with that, if it's gonna be a prop, make it a prop replica, like an actual prop replica
Correct.
that can be worn
Mhm.
and 501st approved. I mean,
Mhm.
that's just me because
I don't give a damn what they approve. If it just
Because-
looks cool and it goes with the armor.
because the 501st stuff that is like they are so epic. Their builds are epic,
Oh, yeah.
and sometimes like here's a prop and it's a toy. It's like I'd rather build one that's actually like
Yeah.
what's that? But you see-
Then let me see. Mervine, biggest low, fans bullying Star Wars or Disney and Lucasfilm to retcon the sequels. I don't know if that's the biggest low, but it's pretty.
I think
dumb.
Fans in general
fans-
are pretty low.
yeah, fans
Yeah.
general. I mean, yeah, there was a handful of them, but it's one of
You
those things
can't-
like we've talked about this before.
yeah.
The average
you can't take it
moviegoer liked the
seriously.
sequels. The average moviegoer, the majority of the moviegoers thought it was fine. They didn't
Yeah.
have any problem with it. They don't analyze it like we do.
I
The
think if
small
we
yeah.
we stayed off Twitter and Instagram, we'd be fine.
Yeah, so
Right?
Disney's not going to go, I'm going to spend $300 million more for 3 movies just to make $10 million in the box office. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, because
Yeah.
people are not going to know what the hell they're like. What is this? I thought we saw episode 7, 8, 9. Like, what?
Uh-huh.
Not gonna, it's going to be
My-
so confusing. So,
My biggest
Deal
Star
with
Wars
it.
low has been the same for years. It's just the same thing
yeah.
all the
What's
that?
time.
Like
Like
a
I said,
Boba Fett.
deal with it. Double down on it, right?
No, Mike Zero.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
right. Yeah, jeez.
Oh,
Mike
yeah.
Zero. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
biggest low. All the
I forgot
time.
my bleep
He's a
button.
zero. All right.
Yeah.
Mike beep, Mike beep.
How the hell that guy still has a fan base is beyond me.
I don't
Knows
know.
it all.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
He
Well,
knows
living in the
nothing.
world
It
we live in,
proves
I believe
every
it.
day.
Man.
Yeah, that's
That
true.
is what explains the negativity online because there are so many people that will buy into crap like that and then argue
Yeah.
with you. It means showing they have
Exactly.
no sense, and that's
Yes.
why it all gets jacked up. So
Where'd you see it at? I saw it on YouTube. Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And,
Oh.
and who
Oh, right
who
on.
said it? No, it was on YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It had 3
Awesome.
likes, so it had to be good. So
Right.
Right.
it's legit, right? So
Brandon Epler recommended. Oh, Joey saw it. That
Yeah,
Joey read the
I saw it.
Ronin book.
the
So-
Ron,
Yeah, I will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Gordon says that we need a HasLab for an actual working flamethrower. So,
Yeah, I was looking at that.
Okay.
Well,
You got to get the jetpack first, then you can get the arm attack.
Maybe
Yeah,
some
yeah.
whistling birds
Oh,
for
then
Din.
we'll
I don't know
go.
about
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Oh, you know what? There you go. There's your
Fiery knee
stretch
pads.
goals.
A
The
gauntlet,
gauntlets
yeah.
is a stretch goal.
Mhm.
Can you imagine
That's
that?
asking
You have to
way
start
too
up a
much.
bonfire.
Knee pads, yeah.
again,
Yeah.
Scott, just join the 501st and build your own actual working Boba Fett costume.
And that
Probably
would be the
cheaper,
Mando
too.
Mercs. Mando Mercs. wouldn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Well, we talked to them, and
Well, they have less rules. You can do whatever you want and paint it whatever you want. That's the trick.
all
I
you have
like
to do
that.
is you
That's
have to
fair.
have the gauntlets, you have to have the shin guards. There's a few things that you have to have. Other than that, you're free to do whatever you want.
Because it's your Mando.
Hey,
Right.
You know what? Now that I can actually cosplay as modern Boba Fett, I'm happy. Now I got to get that armor going.
And you go to the gym too.
I know. What the hell? I go to the gym and I still have this?
Bulking. It's bulking. You can't gain muscle without food. You got to
Yeah,
have a belly.
I didn't know
But you're
bulking
bulking
takes
it-
like
I'm bulking in
50
the wrong
years,
place.
but yeah,
It does. It does. I've been bulking since '82.
I kid.
Or
You're gonna live
girthy.
longer than me, Scott. So don't worry about it. You're doing good. You're doing yourself good. I'm just fat. So
We worked out once.
Yeah, I did. Oh my god, that would be
Yeah,
a good
once.
Patreon story for a good story for another time.
Maybe that's, since this is kind of like the wrap up of
Yeah.
our season, without being
Yeah.
Boba Fett. What do you guys want to see us
Right.
do in the future? How do you want to see us expand? What would you like to see
As a
us
show?
get into next?
Mm.
Yeah, as a show.
That would be great. And yeah, guys, Pitt, answer that question and
Yeah.
leave a comment in this doing that too. What do you guys want to see us as a podcast do in 2022 differently? Do you guys want more graphics on screen? Do you want different kind of shows rather than we have our podcast, we have our hot topic. Sometimes we have our other.
We don't.
Yeah. I'm trying to plant those seeds.
Do you guys like segments? Do we want to do clips during this show? Take it back to there.
Patreon,
right.
Patreon exclusive shows, maybe, something like that.
Yeah,
Patreon exclusive content for everybody.
Mervine wants to see us in the same room again. Yeah. Logistics.
We could probably work it out, but it wouldn't be as sharp. We don't.
Yeah.
Last time we were all in the same room with a camera, it was dark.
Yeah. No, we'll definitely fix it. We
actually
do have some improved equipment and stuff. Yeah. That
every once in a while, we really should have a reunion touch base show.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I agree, and I think that I think what I want to do for next year's May 4th too is bring it live and bring I want to do a trivia contest. I want to do trivia on the show, including the pit, inviting people on. Either a challenge trivia or pitting two people together trivia, or they ask us anything. I don't
Family
really care.
Feud.
If we could do it, I trust our group so much that I can get anybody on here. I challenge anybody, and they can use their phone. They can look it up. Any question, and we can answer it live. I believe we could. I don't think we need to. I don't think we'll stress that much. Because I believe some of us have the legend stuff down. Some of us have the canon stuff. Some of us have the music stuff, the toys, video games. I think we have a collection of a lot of it. Now, maybe not 100%, but again, it might be a good challenge, Might be a good challenge. And not afraid to say I don't know, too. So I like that. But trivia, definitely I want to bring to the show. I think that's cool. Because when we get together in lines, guys, like a lot of times we will trivia ourselves, or we'll bring a trivia pursuit, or we'll do a game that keeps that going for a long time. But I know a lot of us like to throw in questions just to randomly, and this what happened, and just try to stump each other. And Chris and I used to do that all the time. But
horns on Darth Maul's head.
Yeah, 11, right? Is it
How
11?
many?
I forget. I think it was.
I think it's 11 or 13.
Could you highlight Brandon's last comment? I don't know how to do it.
Have a Discord. We do not have a Discord, and that might be something. I know exactly what that is. I'm a gamer, so it's and it's not just for gaming too. It's Brandon, good question, and I think that's going to be in the future, 2022. Yeah, Mando, Darth Maul had 11 horns. See, I knew that. And why did I know that? Because Trivia Pursuit asked me that, so we had to answer it. Oh yeah, Mervite. Who is Force Ghost? Who is Force Ghost Mike?
We don't know.
Maybe we have to do like a search for Bigfoot. We'll do a search for Force Ghost Mike.
The search for Luke Skywalker, or the search for Mike.
Yeah,
we gotta have a seance.
Right.
Oh my goodness,
Jesus, that's funny.
Yeah, Gordon said live with a live audience. That would be a good May 4th thing, right? May 4th would be a perfect opportunity to do something, a live show.
He was there at our last May 4th.
Yeah, absolutely was.
Gordon was there with us. So, and I mean, that was a fun one, but we didn't podcast. We just did the trivia challenge. But an actual live podcast could be cool.
Got me pretty drunk,
I think
too.
So.
Mm-hmm. Dude kept buying me Guinnesses. I'm like, this is going to go great.
Yeah.
So with that, guys, I think that we can say goodbye to 2021 and usher in Boba Fett and usher in our spoilery podcast moving forward. It's gonna be nuts. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah,
Again,
we know we're putting a rush on you guys, right? Most of us watch it at midnight on the Tuesday night, right? Yeah. And we know a lot of you guys want to wait to watch it with your family. Just watch it in secret and act surprised when you watch it with them later. That's all you got to do.
Yeah. And then join us for the live talk, please.
Yes.
And we're gonna try to spread. Like I said, I've got a ton of ideas for adding other kind of shows. So maybe we'll have a segment that we do other than a live or spoilery show. But anyway, look forward to that. With that, please hit that like button. Leave a comment after the show's done to get that algorithm pumping, and tell all your Star Wars friends, even the bad ones, even the the Mike Zeros. Tell them, everybody's got a Mike Zero in their fan base. Just tell them. We come to here. We talk Star Wars. We love Star Wars. We engage. With that, I want to tell everybody thank you. Have happy holidays, of course. We will see you at the Book of Fett. We got Spider-Man this weekend, so we're gonna go see that.
We do.
Matter of fact, maybe we should just drop a Beyond the Pit after that.
we might.
Yeah, let's
we
do
should
that.
just knock out. Let's
Well,
knock out a Beyond.
So
the Pit.
we'll officially say this. This is the last Sarlacc Digest Star Wars talk until Book of Fett. But in between, who knows?
Yeah,
Wink, wink.
perhaps.
Who knows?
I
No
like it.
promises.
So with that,
If it's got the name Hoth Topic attached to it, it'll never happen.
Later, see you guys. It was fun.
yeah, no kidding. Oh, he laughed.
I couldn't even find the button. It took too long. The dramatic effect took a while.
He's just like,
Bye. Where's the button?
I'm not here. Look away. Look away.
so with
Not
that,
here.
Ernie, why don't you take us out of this era into the other one?
Yeah, guys, don't forget to join us. Book of Boba Fett is starting very soon. So now's your perfect chance to go catch up on all our old shows that can be found on your favorite streaming listening app. We're definitely out there as a podcast. So, you know, as you're sitting there amongst family who you don't want to listen to, pop in that headphone and catch up on old shows. Like, that's the truth. Because we'll be your family for the holidays. We're always here for you. So catch up on those. Subscribe to us. Hit that thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications so you know and remember when we're back. Don't forget about our Patreon, our Facebook page, and all other forms of social media. We have Instagram, Twitter, and then TikTok. TikTok is still going strong.
It's going
hit
stronger.
those high numbers, correct? Yeah. So make sure that you're following us on all of those because that really helps us out. If you want to be really cool like everybody else, then join the Patreon, and we'll make that a given for 22 to get that Discord started. So. Yeah, we'll definitely get that started. But don't forget, just go tell all your friends, catch up on all of our old shows. Don't forget about the contest going on. Go drop your comment right now. And hopefully then we'll have that out of here by the end of the year.
Yeah.
Hope so.
Episode 137 needs 29 more likes at this point.
29 more likes
Just
and a
29.
comment. Just put a comment saying, "Hey guys,"
And
or
that's your
something
entry.
like that.
So we
That's your
have
entry.
more likes on last week's episode that didn't have the contest.
We have 30 likes last week and 31 on the contest line. I know, right? Got my
Yeah.
It's because I haven't liked this
combine.
It's because I haven't liked last week's episode yet. I'm gonna tie it up right now. It's the same 31 people every week. What's going on?
Just real quick. Also, I'm going to be dropping in on the Star Joe's podcast. We're going to be recording tomorrow. So we're going to
Awesome.
be talking about Ghostbusters Afterlife. We're going to be talking about the new news with G.I. Joe, Transformers comics, and some Star Wars news also. So, or just Star
G.I.
Wars.
Joe's got a
topics.
big year next year too.
I hope so, man.
It does. Oh, but yeah.
With the Sky Striker, at least it does. So,
Well, with the new cartoons, with the new game that's coming.
and I'll believe it when I see it.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Always pessimistic.
No, well, be a G.I. Joe fan for a little while. And
Okay.
You'll be pessimistic
You got
too.
jaded. You got jaded. Okay. I got
Yeah.
you.
So yeah, Star Joe's podcast. I'll be on there tomorrow. So yeah, come and check it out.
Awesome. All right, guys. With that, I think we're done. And
Keep it nerdy, everybody.
The 29th, right?
yes.
Huh?